Hopefully you guys can hear me on here. Crap, I'm gonna have to... hold on. Okay, I apologize. I had my Bluetooth connected to my phone that's connected to iPhone, or to Facebook, and so hopefully you guys can hear me on here. I'm sure if you don't, somebody will let me know. So thank you for joining. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. This is day 7 of the 7-day mental detox. I am so grateful for all of you for joining me, and it's been it's been a crazy experience. It's been definitely some ups and downs, field trials, tests, tribulations. But all in all, we're coming out on the stronger end of it, and we're going to be able to see some beautiful manifestations as a result. So I'm definitely grateful for you joining me. So just a few things that came through this morning. The reminder that if you can see it in your mind's eye, then you can create it in the physical realm as well. And even if it doesn't take place immediately, just have faith, have trust, knowing that it is coming, right? You are magnetic, your thoughts are magnetic. So just hold your vision. Right? Everything is happening in divine timing. And also the reminder that some action may be required. So you can ask yourself, what is it that I need to set this into motion? Right? And make sure that you are looking at things from a solution-based mindset instead of fear-based, right? The reminder that fear is just false reality, or false evidence appearing real, and really just to stay focused on solutions is going to ultimately empower you instead of keeping you into those lower density states. And because just a reminder that those lower dense emotions are going to bring in dense physical manifestations, whereas if you can keep yourself on the lighter side, on the higher vibe, you are vice versa going to pull in those higher states of emotion, higher potentials, higher possibilities, right? And I always like to remind you guys, if you're unsure about something, there's a beautiful little invocation or prayer or affirmation, whatever you want to call it. Dear Spirit, tell me what it is I need to know. And it's important to ask questions specific to whatever it is that you need to know, and command or expect the answer to come in, and be open for it to come in different ways, in probably in unexpected ways. There's so many different ways you can receive answers or information. There's like angel numbers, symbols, songs, license plates, actual literal signs, animals, insects. I always look up the symbology or the meaning of what certain animals that cross my path, or even insects that just happen to appear. Like, whoa, where'd that come from, right? They all have, or you can either look them up or just think about what they mean to you, right? Or what's their role? What are their characteristics, and how is that a metaphor to my life or to my question? The words people say, phrases, or different things that you might hear throughout the day, you could find answers in that. Or a really powerful way is meditation, contemplation, yoga, books, right? I love opening my different spiritual texts. As you guys know, I read them all. I have the Bible, the Nag Hammadi, just all these different texts. I like to research all of them. I don't think that you can really gain wisdom just based off one text. I think that you can gain wisdom from learning the multiple different facets, and I think that there's good stuff in all of them. But one thing that I like to do is just to open to a certain page, right? So I'll ask a question, and this could be called like a certain form of divination even, or another way to receiving information. And it's amazing how it works, right? So I'll just ask the question and open it up, and it just happens to have my answer pretty much every time. So that's one way that you can receive answers or information. Some other ways, clouds. And this is for those that have been working with leveling up their mind for a bit, or not. If you're open to it, you can probably receive messages. But one of the I receive some crazy downloads in nature, from the clouds, even from the sun, especially from the sun, as that is our source of energy. What else? Tarot readings, right? Astrology readings, birth charts, which we're going to get into the elements and how to bring balance in just a moment. So if you haven't looked at your birth chart and know already which elements you're lacking, I would invite you to pause the video and check that out, or come back to it and when you do, because this will also be on YouTube. So dreams, writing down your dreams. And if you don't know how to remember your dreams, just set the intention. Your intention is so powerful. It's literally the key to pretty much everything. Setting the intention, it's just really, really important. So set the intention to remember your dream right before you go to bed, and have a notebook, or I just use my notes on my phone as a way to kind of keep them all together. And then look at the dream and try to gain or look at the metaphors in it, right? Because your subconscious is always relaying information through metaphor. Spirit talks in metaphor. So another powerful way is hypnotherapy. You'd be surprised at what comes out in hypnotherapy, even in just the talking portion. So but it will come through in some way, shape, or form if you ask. So make sure that you are asking the right questions. And then contemplation is obviously essential as well, right? Just make sure, again, that you're not getting stuck in fear or worry or any of those denser mindsets, instead coming at it from a solution-based approach. This journey, like I've stated in the past, is not for the weak-minded, and I just wanted to let those who have been committed and joined this journey with me, that I really appreciate you, and I'm just super excited to see what's coming in for you, and what kind of clarity and manifestations as a result that come into being. So definitely feel free to comment and or message me and let me know. Let's see. So just a heads up, you might start feeling uncomfortable, or just like you don't resonate with certain people, places, or things anymore. And I would invite you to pay attention to those feelings, and if something doesn't sit well with you, or if someone just doesn't make you feel your best self, I would maybe contemplate that as perhaps an invitation from the universe for you to expand, right? Because sometimes people, places, things aren't meant for us forever, and that's okay. And usually when we stop resonating with them, especially if we're really working on our own self-growth, it's time to make space for new, more positive, and in alignment, people, places, or things. I know I just said that all backwards, but you know what I mean. And sometimes that means letting go of some old things, and that's okay. Just instead of taking it personally, or taking offense, or taking it or like being sad about it or what have you, just really take it as an invitation to level up, right? So, you know, and set the intention. Okay, well, you know, this, I've outgrown this, and it's okay, and this means I'm leveling up, so bring it on. Right? Bring it on, universe. Okay, so this isn't going to be a real long video. I promised my son, and I have another child here that I'm going to be taking out to the park in a little bit. So I'm going to make it short and sweet. I just wanted to kind of go over the different elements. Like I said, you can look at your chart and it'll tell you like how much fire, the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water, not in that order, but you can tell, it'll tell you, you know, how many planets you have in each house, and it'll give you kind of I know Astro Cafe is really good for that. I'm not sure other ones. I'm pretty sure most of them will tell you somewhere in the chart if they're a pretty detailed chart, and you can get them for free. So if there is a element, there's usually at least one element that you might be missing, or like have not a lot of, right? And this is going to give you a good idea of how to bring balance into your life. So basically, whatever one you're missing, you need to incorporate, or I invite you to incorporate a little more of that element into your life. So let's talk about the 4 elements just briefly. I'm sure most of my viewers kind of, at least most of my viewers have some kind of understanding of the elements, and if not on a conscious level, then I'm sure on a deeper level you understand the significance, even if you haven't really contemplated it in the past. So water, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and water signs are very, or the water element, I should say, is very emotional. It's sensitive, it's compassion. Stimulation hits them. So if you're lacking water, you might need a little more stimulation around people. Things affect them more. So if you're lacking water, perhaps you want to feel into your emotions a little more, right? And you can do this just by asking your body, like, what am I feeling right now? Just by tuning in a little deeper. Again, setting that intention is just really powerful. Water signs also may want to retreat a little bit. So this can go both ways. Say you have a lot of water in your chart. You might want to watch for that characteristic where you're always getting in your shell, so to speak, right? Where you're always kind of retreating or feeling bombarded, and looking at what you can do to counteract that. Go upstairs, please. Thank you. Water signs like being home alone. They like quiet and comfort. So if you're lacking water in your chart, you may want to spend some time alone to really be able to get in touch with your emotions and your feelings a little bit deeper. Water signs also, they like contact with the right people, right? So that's kind of the paradox there. They want to be alone, and I can vouch for this as I have so much water in my chart. So I work on implementing more fire and earth into my life because I'm lacking a lot of earth, a lot of groundedness, which makes sense, right? Because my head's usually off in the clouds, and you can really learn a lot from your birth chart. So let's see, what else did I want to touch on? Water signs are sentimental. They like memories. They like to hold on to things. They are really good escape artists. So you may just, if you're lacking water in your chart, may just want to get away for a little bit and just allow yourself to get in touch with that quieter version of self that's more in touch with the emotions and in their inner realms. They don't like being stimulated too much with outside things. And water signs are very psychic, right? So this is a positive. If you don't have a lot of water in your chart and you start getting into your emotions and take some time for yourself, you might notice that your psychic gifts begin to open up some. Dreams, insights, things of this nature. Is that... and the water gift is healing. So again, once you start incorporating balance into all of the areas, then you can really start getting in touch with more of your gifts of all natures. All right, air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Air loves to gab. They have the gift of gab. They love to communicate. They love friendships, unusual friendships. So if you're lacking air in your chart, you may want to make some new connections, right? You may want to put yourself out there a little bit more. Yeah, they just love connections. They want to hear from you. They want to ask lots of questions. They want to, they're just very interested in like everything, versatility, right? So, on the downside of air, they could get a little nosy. They like to gossip a little bit. So if you have a lot of air in your chart, you may want to look at how you can balance that out. But air signs are info seekers. They love to study. They love communication, systems, writing, reading, high-level research, things of this nature. So if you are lacking air, you may want to incorporate more communication, more research, more people into your life. All right, earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Earth signs are very practical, very grounded, and this is the sign that are the element that I'm working on incorporating more of in my life. They're very reliable, grounded, stable, usually on time, practical, solid, right? Your earth signs are reliable. They like putting things in order. They are really good business people because they know they need to get everything done, right? They're very practical, very sensible, also protective. There's usually some kind of method to their madness. So this would be good for like organization. If you're lacking earth in your chart, you may want to look at how you can get more organized, how you can be more reliable, right? Looking at your character traits and which ones you're lacking and how you can balance them out with the opposite. How you can, well, earth signs can create order out of chaos. So how can you create more order in your life, right? How can you be more responsible? Your word really matters to a earth sign or earth element. Being on time matters. Quality control. So are you putting enough quality into your life if you're lacking the earth, right? They also, on the dark side, or on the more negative side, can be a little judgy. So if you have a lot of earth in your chart, you know, maybe you want to watch how your judgments and not just to others but to yourself. They can often be very critical of themselves because they feel like they need to get everything done just right, and so therefore they can tend to be perfectionists, so a little compulsive even, but they have the follow through, right? They have order, they have I was gonna say construction, but I don't think that's the word. Oh, it'll come to me. So they're proficient. Just watch for the perfectionism if you have a lot of earth. And the fire is fun. The fire is the element of joy. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and On the darker side of the fire signs, there can be a little bit of indulgence, a need for boundaries. So if you have a lot of fire, maybe you want to check yourself in those areas. But fire element will get you up and get you going. It'll bring passion and creativity to your life. They're built to move energy, so they're very physical and like to move a lot, or need to move, right? Because if they don't, with all of that fire, the energy could get stuck. So if you're lacking fire in your chart, which is another thing that I'm working, I have mostly air and water in my chart, so I'm working on implementing more fire and earth. You may want to, sorry, I lost my train of thought for a moment. You may want to implement more fun into your life, more things that are entertaining, right? You may want to get out more and just have some type of excitement in your life. On the dark side, I know I mentioned no boundaries and indulgence, but there could also be an energy of being very blunt, maybe like no filter type shit. So if you have a lot of fire, you may also want to learn to speak more respectfully, right? Take into consideration, you may want to implement more water, more emotions, thinking about how others are feeling, and learn to speak respectfully, right? Music, the throat chakra, opening the throat chakra is really powerful for the earth element, or the fire element, sorry. And exercise, get up and move any stuck energy up out of there. So, okay, just real quick, I'll just go over, if you are missing, if you're missing water, you may want to look at how am I feeling, right? Check in with emotions. If you are lacking air, you may want to look at how am I communicating? How am I speaking my truth? Am I communicating in a clear way? Am I getting myself out there and associating, having a social life? If you are lacking earth, you may want to look at how grounded am I? Right? How practical am I being? Am I organizing things in a constructive way? And if you're lacking fire, you may want to look at your fun, your energies, and also your exercise, how you move energy. I appreciate you guys checking in with me. I'm gonna go take this little boy out to the beach or the park or something. I think I'm gonna find a park with a beach. He wants to do beach, and I feel like it's too cold for the beach, but he's a water baby, so I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks for participating in this 7-day mental detox. Make sure that you're sharing your activations and what's been coming through for you, and I will also follow up with an integration of the 7-day mental detox. And as promised, I am also going to be doing some videos on some multidimensional energies of the Maya calendar in the very near, this week sometime, so stay tuned for that. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being the change you want to see. Love you.